Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 118 and if all of my video scheduling goes correctly, this episode of Hermitcraft should be releasing on Christmas Eve. That is the day before Christmas, which of course is very exciting indeed. I absolutely love Christmas. Christmas is one of my favourite times of year, of course, because it means I get to eat tons and tons of food. Just consume huge quantities of chocolate, loads and loads of meat, loads and loads of bits and pieces just all making their way into my mouth, which is extremely exciting. Also, of course, I get to spend time with the family, which is nice. I know it's like a little bit frustrating and occasionally the family can be quite annoying, but it is nice to spend time with them because, of course, they're your family. All of us are friends and all of us love each other, but yeah, we do get on our nerves just a tiny bit there. But also, of course, presents. Presents is a brilliant part of Christmas, of course, because I'm getting a tiny bit older now. My presents are a little bit more boring, like socks and pants and things like that. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys want for Christmas, because I'd love to hear everything that you guys are expecting, be it like a new Xbox or perhaps some socks and pants. It's very useful to get socks and pants. Let me know down in the comment section, because I'd love to hear it. I'm sure all of you guys are extremely excited, and I can't wait to hear everything that you get. But one thing that I have already received for Christmas is this guy up at the top here. Now, I showcased this in the Monday evening live stream, but this thing is absolutely bonkers. Let's take a look. As you can see, if we look to our left around about now, we've got ourselves a giant Enderman with a scarf and a hat, and he's holding a present. Now, how brilliant is this guy? When I first saw it in the live stream, I actually burst out laughing. I was giggling for around about a minute or so. But also inside that present right there was just tons and tons of resources. There was like loads and loads of iron, loads and loads of compressed ice. There was sea lanterns, there was redstone, there was all sorts of bits and pieces. I'll try my best to show it off down in my storage area here. But I couldn't believe it. Now, I have received news that it was false symmetry that gave me that one, because of course it's a Secret Santa. In theory, the person that gave the present or the person that received the present shouldn't know who gave the present, but I was doing a live stream and everyone was telling me. So a massive thank you to false symmetry for doing this one, because look at this! Look how much redstone I've got now! And iron blocks! I've got like a week's worth of iron blocks there. That is absolutely amazing. Just tons and tons of bits and pieces. I'm so happy with it, and it's a fantastic present. So thank you ever so much, false symmetry. Now we are actually going to crack on and do our own personal Secret Santa, because that should be quite a bit of fun. But before we begin, I just want to mention that Tango has posted his reaction video where he takes a look at this guy right here, and he seemed very happy about it. He thought it was really awesome, and I'm so glad that he had a positive reaction, because of course, he's pretty huge, okay? He's pretty massive. It was a really big prank. It took a very long time, especially with all of the Minecraft 1.9 bits and pieces going on. So I'm super happy that Tango enjoyed it and thought it was funny. And of course, I'll put a link to his reaction video down in the description. If you do want to check that one out, I would highly suggest checking it out because it's absolutely awesome. And as I say, it's a positive reaction, which is something that I always look for in these pranks and things. So there we go. That is the gigantic iron golem. Now let's finally head back to the base, start gathering up some resources for the Secret Santa that we're going to be doing. So first things first, we have got to get ourselves a name. We have got to draw out a name and see who we are going to be giving a present to. Now, let's just see. Hopefully there is a name in there. It looks like there is, and it is Zombie Cleo. So we are going to be giving a present to Zombie Cleo. We are going to be building that in her base, which is extremely good because our nether portals are very close to one another, so I can go to and from our bases really nice and quickly. So that is where we are going to be building. Now, my idea for this one is pretty cool. I'm actually going to create a Christmas starter pack, I suppose. So I'm going to create various different bits and pieces to do with Christmas. For example, a Santa's hat. I want to build some stockings. I want to build a tree, snowflakes, and some presents and things like that. And it's basically going to be like a Christmas starter pack. I think that'd be good fun. But before we leave Hermit Hills, I feel like I should mention that this place is looking awesome. Seriously, seriously awesome. There's candy canes all over the shop. There's some very nice Christmas trees over here. We've got a massive one over there. And just loads of really awesome bits and pieces. It's looking brilliant. So guys, I am currently in the mesa biome. I've managed to find the perfect slice of the mesa biome. It's red and white, which is perfect for all of our Christmas hats and also all of our Christmas stockings and things. However, it is just a tiny bit dark, so I've got a few torches. Bash some of those down there. But as you can see, yeah, we are just mining through. I've got an efficiency 4 pickaxe, which means that we're not exactly flying, but it's good enough for me. I shouldn't need too much of the stuff because we're not going to do a mega prank, okay? We're not going to do like a mega build like the Iron Golem. We're not going to be recreating another Iron Golem. This one's going to be a tiny bit toned down, but I think it should be a cool prank. I think it's a cool one. It's not even a prank, it's a gift, technically. So this is going to be a Christmas starter pack for Zombie Cleo that unfortunately she's probably going to be opening after Christmas. It's not particularly useful there. but I think it should be quite a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see how it all ends up. So here we are inside Zombie Cleo's epic base. We've got the dragon up there, which just looks insane. We've got all the crazy builds and bits and pieces, and she has also got a gigantic open space. Look at the size of this gigantic open space that we've got right here. So I think this is where we are going to be building our Christmas starter pack. Now, the way that I'm going to do it, I don't know if I've explained this just yet, but I'm going to have like a grid type thing, and we're going to have 5 different sections of the grid, one for the hat, one for the stocking, one for the tree, one for the snowflake, and one for the present. So that is the plan there. They're going to be 9 by 9 sections, so that is 1 block there, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then we're going to have another block up like this, and it's basically going to look like, do you remember when you got toys that had different bits and it came in like one big thing? I don't really know how to explain it. It was like one big plastic thing, and you would push the different components out of the plastic grid. It's really difficult to explain this, but that's basically what I'm going to be constructing, and it's going to be like a Christmas components package. I really hope any of this makes sense. And our grid is completed. So there we go. There it is. It's looking alright, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing too special about it. It is just a gigantic iron block grid with 5 9 by 9 sections, I hope. I'm just counting across here. Yep, that looks correct. That's 9. That one there, I believe, is 9. It's really difficult to count blocks from like a distance. It's difficult to count them. But yeah, I would say that's all looking correct. So now we're just going to have to start filling in these gaps right here. And I'm actually really excited for this. I think it should end up looking really quite cool. So I suppose the first one to do is the Santa's hat. That one is going to be going right there. And we're going to be doing them like slightly 3D. They're not going to be completely 2D because I think that would look a little bit silly. So slightly 3D, and it should end up looking rather cool. I think there's a fairly high chance of this being a bit of a mess of a Santa's hat right here, but let's take a look. Oh, this looks terrible. I can already feel it. I'm ready. My body is ready. You know what? That's not that bad. That's not bad at all. That's a really cool little Santa's hat that I've created there. Okay, fine. No, that's gone much better than I expected. Yeah, that's a good Santa's hat right there. I feel like I should probably clear out the central section and maybe put some slightly different blocks on the inside there, maybe. But other than that, that's actually gone really well. I was prepared for the worst there. I thought that was going to look absolutely terrible. So that's a massive positive. Do I have any slightly darker blocks? Not particularly. I suppose I could use iron blocks. Does that make any sense whatsoever? No, I think I'm going to have to use darker blocks. But that is looking good. So number 1, Santa's hat has now been completed. It's looking really nice and cute. So now it's time to start work on the Christmas stocking, which is going to be going in section number 2. Now, straight away, I feel like I haven't done quite as good a job with the stocking as I did with the Santa's hat. But we're just gonna have to turn around and look. Okay, I had a bad feeling about the Santa's hat, and that ended up okay. So here goes. I mean, it's not bad. It isn't bad, but it is difficult to build a Christmas stocking in a 9 by 9 area. I feel like the top is far too blocky, so we might have to chop off some of those corner blocks there. But other than that, it's definitely a Christmas stocking. Like, you can tell that is meant to be a Christmas stocking. Or at least I can tell that's meant to be a Christmas stocking. I don't know about you guys. But maybe add a few extra blocks in there as well. Extend out this extra bit here. And we could be onto something. Potentially a different block type as well. But I only really have a few different block types on me. So maybe we could switch things up a little bit there. But I think take off those corner blocks there and extend the extended section. And that should be good to go. The modifications have now been made, and I definitely think it's made a heck of an improvement. We have a slightly bigger foot, I suppose. We've got like a slightly wider foot. Beforehand, we had like a really tiny little thin foot that just didn't look particularly brilliant. So now we've got a slightly fuller stocking. I've just taken out a torch there accidentally. We've got a slightly fuller stocking, and also we have a slightly less square area up at the top there. And I think it looks all round better. I just think it looks all round better. So now we have 2 items inside our little components section. We've got our Santa's hat, which I love. I think that thing's epic. And then we've got our stocking. Next up, it is the Christmas tree. Now, I've just realised that I don't have any baubles or anything like that. I don't have any coloured wool apart from yellow. So we can do the star, but we can't do all of the baubles. So I'm probably going to have to pop back to the base and pick up some items and things. But this should be a relatively easy one-ish. Sort of, maybe. We've got 7 blocks to play with, and I have a feeling the one that I did in Hermit Hills the other day was 7 blocks wide. If it is, I will celebrate, because that means that I should be able to build this one really nice and easily. So I thought just while I fix up this Christmas tree, I would have a really quick chat to you about something that's been on my mind, because as you guys know, in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, I was talking really excitedly about the new house that I was going to be getting. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and those sorts of things, you've been seeing a lot of pictures of this house and how excited I am for it. But then also, for those of you who follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you will know that unfortunately, it's all gone down the pan. Yes, it's all gone down the pan, unfortunately, and that's quite simply because of internet connection. Now, I'm going to say this, I hate internet service providers, I seriously do, and it definitely feels like I've sort of not been screwed over here, but it does feel like that is the case, because when I was looking at the property, one of the first things that I did is I ran one of those broadband speed checkers, okay, to make sure that the internet that I was going to be getting was going to be fast. That was the first thing that I did. I was like, I want to make sure that I can get fiber optic broadband in this property. Now, the internet told me, yes, you can get that. You can get up to 200 megabytes a second download. It's going to be fantastic. The internet is going to be blazingly fast, and it's going to be awesome. Now, obviously, I was like, this is cool, and the house was really nice, so I went through with the rental, and I was like, yep, I'm going to do this. This is going to get done. It's going to be great. I'm going to be moving into this lovely house. I'm going to have really fast internet. There shouldn't be a problem here. And then when I was going through all of the rental process, and I was doing all of the agreements and things like that with the landlord was like, right, okay, now you can ring up the ISPs and you can say, hey, I want new internet connection. I want to wire me into this house. Now, I rang up Virgin Media first because they were quoting the fastest speed, and they said, oh, yeah, well, we don't provide internet to that house. And I was like, oh, that's very strange. Your tool on your website says that you do, but okay, I guess I'll just roll with it, and I'll ring up BT instead. So I rang up BT, and they were like, yeah, we can provide 78 megabytes a second, which I was like, that's okay, that's perfectly fine, very happy with that one. And I was going to go through with that one, but then, just today, they rang me to say, yeah, you know that speed that we said? We can't actually provide that. The best we can do is 14 megabytes a second with a 40 gigabyte data cap. Now, as a YouTuber who A, watches a lot of YouTube, but also watches a lot of Netflix and just does just a large quantity of internet things, I would go through that 40 gigabyte data cap within about 20 minutes, I would say. Seriously, I use a lot of internet, and it's just not going to do. I mean, the upload speed on that connection as well was something like 300 megasecond. Can you imagine me trying to live stream on 300 megasecond? No, it's just not going to happen. Oh, it makes me so angry. You can tell that I'm ranting a little bit here, but it's really upset me, to be honest with you, because I had my heart set on that house. I had everything in my head. I had planned out all of the furniture that I was going to be buying. I was really excited, and then it wasn't to be. It just wasn't to be, and that's a bit painful. It is a little bit painful. But anyway, as you can see, our Christmas tree is now in place. That's looking good, so I suppose can't complain too much. Issue is that our Christmas tree isn't really looking that good because it's one block too low. Oh, I'm just having one of those days that I don't know if I can actually fix that though, because I really like the shape of the Christmas tree currently. I think it looks really good. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to leave it like that. That looks okay. Of course, ideally we would have like a little iron block under the trunk to make it look like one of the components, but I think that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. I'm not going to bother with it. Let me know down in the comment section if you think I'm stupid, but we're going to be moving on to the next section. I will warn you, anyone out there who is hoping for a mathematically correct snowflake here, it's definitely not going to happen. This is a mess of a snowflake, but I have no idea how to build one of these in Minecraft. I mean, I've never had to build a snowflake before in Minecraft. I feel like I'm doing an alright job though. Like, it's not too bad. It's a bit all over the shop. It is a little bit all over the shop. I will tell you that one. But I feel like it's going okay. I'll just add in the final sections here. I'm using all sorts of different blocks as well, as you can see. So hopefully add some nice textures and things. I've placed that in a completely wrong location. That one needs to go. Today is not my day. Today is just not my day. So there it is. That is the snowflake. I've taken out a few of the blocks in the center to make it look a little bit less solid, because originally it did look like just a big disc of various different blocks. So fingers crossed, I've actually managed to do a decent job here. And I've actually managed to create something that slightly resembles a snowflake. It sort of looks like a Slightly squashed Space Invader. Am I the only one that's seeing that? I might be the only one that's seeing that. It does look a little bit Space Invader-y though. But that's okay. Space Invader Snowflake. There's nothing particularly wrong with that. And in the context of everything else that's going on, obviously that's a snowflake. Is it? I feel like I might have to label these. Santa's hat, stocking, tree, snowflake, and then the final one is just going to be a present, which, if I manage to mess up the presents, then I've got some serious problems, which is the final thing that we're going to do. So let's quickly construct that one, then I guess, yes, I'll probably have to add some labels in, which is a bit embarrassing. So here goes, the final component is almost completed now. There it is. That's a mighty big present as well. There's not going to be anything on the inside of there, which I actually feel a little bit bad about. I feel like I should add something in. Does that look like a ribbon? Why am I so rubbish at building? Why can't I be like false symmetry and just build things that look decent all the time? That's not helped. I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Maybe no, it's definitely like that. Okay, right, let's hop off the edge. Do I have any ender pearls on me? No, we'll just jump off the edge then. And let's take a look, see what the completed component section looks like. The present's massive. I've made the present far too big. No, actually, it looks good. It does look good. It is a bit big, though. I feel like I need to tone that down just a tiny bit. Maybe shave a block off on either side. But yeah, no, that is good. This is good. The component section is actually, it's worked. It's actually just as I imagined it, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to do that tiny bit of modification there, and then we should be all completed. Are you ready? Are you ready for the completed Christmas starter pack? There it is. There it is, right behind me there. As you can see, there is me in the foreground. Then we've got our Santa's hat, our stocking, our Christmas tree, our snowflake, and our present, or the Santa's hat, the clubfoot, the slightly damaged Christmas tree, the very mathematically incorrect snowflake, and the strangely shaped present. I mean, it's not the best Christmas starter pack in the history of mankind, but I have to say, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool thing, and it's a cool build, and it's a cool idea. And then also, I've added in a few signs over here as well. Christmas starter pack to your right. I apologize, it's late. From Secret Santa. So Zombie Cleo is going to come through that nether portal, see those signs there, and be like, what on earth? What on earth is all this stuff? I'm not going to put the signs in because I think it's quite obvious. I'm being hard on myself, basically. I think it's quite obvious what these things are. So I hope the Zombie Cleo enjoys it, even if, as I say, it's a little bit late. I am releasing this video on Christmas Eve, so she's probably going to see this after Christmas, which means that you're just going to have a really Christmassy New Year's. What's wrong with that? I think that's pretty good. I'd enjoy that personally. But there we go. That is everything that I had planned for today's episode. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. Really enjoy yourselves. Eat all the food that you possibly can. Like any food in front of you, just stick it straight into your mouth because everyone knows that's what Christmas is all about. But unfortunately, that's all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.